Imagine going from side chick to main chick to side chick. This is part 2. But before we get there, would you believe me if I told you I've been natural for the last 8 years? I mean, no perm. All this hair is mine. No, I'm just playing. I'm going to show you guys how I got this natural looking ponytail using Hergiven hair, Drawstring Ponytail. It is the most natural curly ponytail unit on the market. And I'm going to use it to create a rubber band ponytail hairstyle that you saw in the beginning. But let's get back into imagine being a side chick, main chick, and then side chick again. If you haven't watched part 1, you need to stop right here. Go back to that video so you can get all caught up. Then come back to this video. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and let's just get into it. We left off where James told Pick Me, his baby mama, that he did not want her and he wanted Mary, and Mary and James decided that they was just going to be together. However, for Mary, something about the situation just didn't sit right for her. But she said, you know what? I'm going to give this man the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to keep my eyes open. Something about a woman's intuition, that gut feeling, yeah, it was that was pushing Mary to just investigate. Mary also didn't want to mess up a good thing. She just left it in the back of her mind. A few years had passed and Pick Me was never really an issue in the relationship. James and Mary were now preparing for a whole life together. By now, James proposed to Mary and she said yes. Side note, remember I told you James had 2 children, a son and a daughter. Remember, James also said that the son wasn't really his. But nonetheless, Mary loved the son the same. And in this time, Mary started to develop a real bond with the daughter. Let's call the daughter Susie. So around year 4 or 5, things started to get real rocky within James and Mary's relationship. Mary started noticing that James was a pathological liar. James would lie about the dumbest of things. Like, he would go outside and be like, hey, did you know that the sky was red? Knowing damn well the sky was blue. He was the type of liar that would just make stuff up. Like, unprovoked. He would just make something up. But because Mary was so comfortable, she wasn't fully ready to leave. She kind of like had one foot in the door and one foot out. But vacation time was coming up. It was a 7-day cruise and it was already paid for. Mary, some of her friends, James, some of his friends, and all the children were going on this cruise. I'm gonna need you to hit the like button right now because here's where it gets real good. It's important to note, the night before they are scheduled to leave for the cruise, James has started to move out all of his stuff from his apartment. The only reason why Mary knows this is because she went to go pick him up from his house. She watched him moving furniture out the house. Mary questions it, and of course, James lies. At this point, Mary was so over it, she would have just been like, okay to whatever he said. So now it's travel day. Mary and Susie are going to sit together on the plane, and James is going to sit with his son. The plane didn't even take off, and Susie started spilling the tea. Susie starts telling Mary all these different stories about how daddy did this and daddy did that at mommy's house. Much as Mary did not want to have Susie involved, she couldn't help but listen. So Mary asked Susie, hey, does daddy spend the night at mommy's house? Susie says, yeah, all the time. Daddy spent the night last night. So now Mary is angry, but she doesn't want to show it. She needs to get as much information as possible. What is she going to do with this information? Could this be true? It's important to note, Susie is at an age where she would know the difference between daddy came over and daddy spent the night. At that moment, that Mary made it her mission to find out the truth on this trip. Mary was going to need Susie to find it all out. And if you want to find out what happens next, like for part 3.